Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today ABUS just filed an 8K and I am seeing a significant shift in their litigation strategy and a plan to return capital to shareholders. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. The company is settling some major patent disputes and paying out significant bonuses, which tells us a lot about what they expect to gain. Alright, let's get straight into what Arbutus Biopharma Corporation announced. This filing is all about wrapping up some big legal battles and figuring out what to do with the money they're getting. So first up, Arbutus and Genevant Sciences have terminated an agreement they had called the RSV agreement. This was tied to patent litigation against Moderna, specifically about Moderna's vaccine for respiratory syncytial virus or RSV. Back in March 2025, they made a deal where Arbutus would benefit from any damages or settlements from that patent fight related to the RSV vaccine. Now, they've settled all their patent disputes with Moderna. Because the settlement didn't specifically call out money for the RSV vaccine part, Arbutus and Genevant decided to just end that original agreement. As part of ending it, Genevant is paying Arbutus a $1 million termination fee. Essentially, they're just closing that chapter. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Arbutus received a massive settlement payment from Moderna. They got a non-contingent settlement payment of $950 million in total, with Arbutus keeping about $178 million after covering their legal costs. On top of that, there is a potential additional payment of up to $1.3 billion if certain conditions are met related to an appeal Moderna filed. This is a huge validation of Arbutus's patent claims. This $178 million Arbutus received is a significant chunk of change. It's important to remember that this is a non-contingent payment, meaning it is guaranteed. The possibility of another $1.3 billion makes the potential upside even larger. There is also ongoing litigation against the United States government related to Moderna's infringement, which could bring in more money. To celebrate these wins, Arbutus is rewarding its top executives. Their president and CEO, Lindsay Androsky, is getting some substantial bonuses. 1.5% of the non-contingent settlement money Arbutus received, which would be around $2.67 million. Plus, she'll get 2% of any additional proceeds from the Moderna appeal or related litigation, and even 2.5% of any money recovered from their patent litigation against Pfizer and BioNTech. These bonuses are designed to incentivize continued success in these ongoing legal and financial matters. It is worth noting these bonuses exclude dividends Arbutus might get from Genevant parent, showing a focus on directly recovered settlement funds. The Chief Financial Officer, Tuan Nguyen, is also getting a bonus. He'll receive 0.25% of the non-contingent settlement payment, and the board has also said he'll be considered for another 0.25% bonus on any additional proceeds from the Moderna appeal or related lawsuits. These bonuses are pretty significant and clearly tied to the success of these settlements. The company plans to pay the first part of these bonuses by the end of July. Now, what is Arbutus going to do with all this cash? They've announced plans to return capital to shareholders. They expect to get a dividend payment from Genevant parent in the third quarter of 2026 and intend to use up to approximately $230 million for share repurchases. This could be done through a tender offer, open market purchases, or other methods. This move signals confidence from management and a desire to reward investors. It is important to note that any buybacks will happen after they receive that dividend payment from Genevant parent. Beyond the settlement news, Arbutus is also filing 3 international lawsuits to enforce their patents on lipid nanoparticle technology against Pfizer and BioNTech. This shows they are not backing down from protecting their intellectual property. The plan to buy back shares, potentially around $230 million, is a big deal for investors. This is a substantial amount relative to their current market cap of around $900 million. This could significantly boost shareholder value if the stock price is perceived as undervalued. The company is also stating that there are many factors that could cause actual results to be different from what they expect. For example, they might not get the dividend from Genevant parent exactly when they expect, or they might decide not to proceed with returning capital to shareholders at all. They've based their expectations on certain assumptions about timing, financial performance, and market conditions. But these are all subject to big uncertainties, especially with ongoing litigation. Finally, this report includes several exhibits. There is the termination agreement with Genevant, a letter agreement for the CEO's bonus, and the press release announcing all this news. So to wrap it all up, Arbutus has successfully settled major patent litigation with Moderna, securing a significant cash inflow. They're rewarding their executives handsomely, which is common after such a win. Most importantly for investors, they're signaling a return of capital through share buybacks, which could be a positive catalyst. However, They are also doubling down on new litigation against Pfizer-BioNTech, which means the legal battles are far from over. What I'm watching closely is how this $230 million buyback is executed, and whether it will be accretive to shareholder value. The market seems to be responding positively to the settlement news given the recent headlines. The key risk, as always with these types of companies, is the ongoing litigation and the potential for delays or unfavorable outcomes. The fact they are confident enough to plan a massive buyback suggests they believe these legal battles are largely behind them, or that the potential upside from ongoing ones is very high. The research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded. If you found this breakdown helpful, give us a like and subscribe for more. Don't forget to join our Discord in the description.